Have you ever wondered how a simple user session in Windows can quietly turn into full system control? Or how attackers sometimes seem to become other users without even knowing their passwords? Well, today, we're breaking that illusion apart because behind the scenes of Windows security, there is something powerful and dangerous called access tokens. And when these tokens are misused, the entire system identity model can be bent. So before we go deeper, welcome to Bluehat Cybersec Academy. Now let's start from the foundation. Windows is built around a token-based security model where every user, every process, is assigned an access token. This token acts like a digital identity card, telling the system who the user is, what groups they belong to, what privileges they have, and what resources they can access. Instead of constantly rechecking credentials, Windows simply verifies the token. This makes authentication efficient, but it also creates a powerful attack surface if tokens are misused or stolen. And this is exactly where token impersonation becomes important in advanced security discussions. Now, to truly understand it, we need to break down what an access token actually contains. After a user logs in, Windows generates an access token that carries a set of identity and permission details. It includes things like the User Security Identifier, or SID, group memberships such as administrators or users, privileges like cdebug privilege or cimpersonate privilege, along with a session ID and an integrity level that can range from low to medium, high, or even system. Within this model, Windows defines two major token types. A primary token is what gets assigned to a logged-in user and is used whenever that user launches processes. On the other hand, an impersonation token is temporary in nature. It is used by a process to act on behalf of another user, which is very common in client-server communication, such as file servers or RPC-based services. Now, with that foundation in place, let's move to the core idea. Token impersonation is the process where a program temporarily assumes the identity of another user by using their access token. In normal and legitimate environments, this is not suspicious at all. It is actually essential for system operations. For example, file servers may access resources on behalf of users, web servers may handle authenticated requests, and services may safely delegate permissions across components. But the situation changes completely when security is weak. Because in real-world attacks, if an adversary finds a way to abuse misconfigurations or overly permissive privileges, they may impersonate higher privilege tokens and effectively operate as someone else inside the system. And that's where the risk escalates. Because once an attacker can manipulate or abuse tokens, they gain the ability to execute actions as another user, escalate privileges all the way up to system level, move laterally across a network, and even access restricted files, databases, or credentials. This is why token abuse is considered a critical link in many Windows privilege escalation chains. But it's important to understand this is rarely the starting point. In real attack scenarios, token impersonation usually comes much later in the chain. First comes initial access, which might happen through phishing, weak passwords, or service exploitation. Then the attacker explores the system for local privilege discovery or limited execution. After that, they may exploit misconfigured services or privileges. And only then does token-based escalation come into play, potentially leading all the way up to administrative or system-level control. Security researchers classify this phase as part of post-exploitation privilege escalation techniques. Now, stepping back even further, let's understand what actually allows this to happen. Token impersonation becomes possible when a process has elevated privileges it should not have, when services are running with overly permissive configurations, when user accounts have unnecessary delegation rights, or when security boundaries between users and services are weak. One particularly sensitive permission in Windows environments is cimpersonate privilege. This privilege is designed for trusted services, but when misused or assigned too broadly, it can introduce serious risk into the system. From a defender's perspective, this is where visibility becomes critical. Security teams rely heavily on multiple layers of detection. Windows security event logs play a major role, especially logon events like 4624 and 4625, along with indicators of token elevation activity. On top of that, endpoint detection and response systems, or EDR solutions, continuously analyze behavior to detect privilege escalation patterns, unusual process execution under different identities, and suspicious service-to-user impersonation behavior. And then there is behavioral analysis, which looks for subtle anomalies such as a process suddenly changing its identity context, service accounts accessing unrelated systems, or unexpected administrative actions originating from non-admin sessions. Now prevention is where security becomes proactive instead of reactive. Organizations rely heavily on enforcing least privilege, meaning no user or service should have more permissions than absolutely necessary, and administrative access must always be tightly restricted. Service accounts are hardened using managed service accounts or group managed service accounts, removing the risks associated with shared credentials. At the same time, unnecessary privileges are disabled through regular audits, especially sensitive ones like impersonation rights. Systems are also kept secure through continuous patching, since many escalation paths depend on known vulnerabilities. Network segmentation further limits damage by preventing lateral movement, even if one system is compromised. And finally, continuous monitoring and alerting ensures that any unusual privilege escalation activity is detected and investigated in real time. Now, there is a very common misunderstanding in cybersecurity discussions. People often assume token impersonation itself is a hacking tool. But in reality, it is a legitimate Windows feature designed for controlled and secure identity delegation. It only becomes dangerous when systems are misconfigured or when excessive privileges allow abuse. And understanding that difference is what separates surface-level knowledge from real security expertise. Now, why this matters in cybersecurity education? Because in advanced security education, the goal is not to learn exploitation in isolation. It is to understand how identity trust works inside operating systems, and how that trust can be broken when systems are poorly designed or misconfigured. Now, when you zoom out of the big picture, Windows is not just about users and passwords. It is a system built on identities, tokens, and trust boundaries that define what each process is allowed to do. And when those boundaries are weak, the system itself can be reshaped by anyone who understands how those tokens behave. Now, before we wrap up, here's a challenge for you. Think carefully about this. Why does Windows rely on access tokens instead of continuously verifying credentials? How is a primary token different from an impersonation token in real system behavior? Why does a privilege like impersonate privilege become dangerous when misused? Where exactly does token impersonation appear within a full attack chain? And finally, from a defender's perspective, what is the single most important control to reduce the risk of token abuse? Pause and think through each of these, because that is where real understanding begins. And finally, if this breakdown helped you understand how Windows identity systems can be both powerful and fragile, then you're already thinking in the right direction like a security analyst. For more deep dives into real-world attack techniques and defense strategies, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to explore the full playlist, Advanced Hacking, Attacks, and Exploitation, because in cybersecurity, understanding the system is the first step to mastering it.